Hey guys, it's me again. I will explain to you now the main configs. I won't go over everything in game, and yeah, I will just explain the settings, what it does, and yeah. So first we have our main config JSON here. We have starting day of the week 1, which basically means that we start. Oh, yeah, the video is still uploading. Give me a moment. So this basically means that the starting week day is Sunday. So for United States, for example, if you live in Germany or whatever, you should use 0 here. So the starting day of the week is Monday. Enable reflect damage. This is, yeah, you get reflection damage if you shoot into a player in a PvP zone while you are outside the PvP zone. But if you are the player inside PvP shooting a PvE player outside, it won't reflect damage. This is to avoid exploiting this to kill players inside PvP without being into PvP zone. Yeah, PvP exit countdown. Yeah, explains itself. It's the countdown for getting out of the PvP state. If you're leaving a PvP zone, same for the raid zones. Third person only driver. This simply means that in a zone, only the person that is driver is being able to use the third person camera. All other players in the car or vehicle are forced into first person if the zone has a setting for first person set to 1 here, right? Enable PvP everywhere is to enable PvP everywhere on the map and make sure that if you use zones, that zones always have a priority of 1. So the zone takes over this setting. Means we have PvP everywhere on the map, then we have a PvE zone. And if you walk in and it has priority 1, it will be PvE zone and won't be a PvP zone because we have priority is 1, which takes over the global setting. Then for first person, the same rule. Block Chamgrass Grenade is outside PvP is pretty simple. So now we are in a PvE zone. If we spawn us a Chamgrass Grenade now, Chamgrass Grenade, and we throw it like so, boom, nothing will happen. It gets deleted, right? So it will only work in PvP zones. You cannot throw from PvE to PvP, and you cannot throw from PvP to PvE. Yeah. So next is PvP image, PvP image, PvE image, and raid image. These are the icons for the zones, which are down on the bottom here. You can change the icons to the icons you want. The icon list is on my Discord, or you can find it in the folder if you unpack the mod. You can change the position to wherever you want it to be. Like we can change it here to 1, icon position X. So if we reload now the main config, let's see. Yeah, now it's gone. You won't see it because it's too much. Let's change it to 5. I don't have the oh no, wait, main config 2. Now you see it on the bottom left right here. There it is. It's the X. So I keep it 0 and then it's centered. Oh, config. And then if you want it, for example, in the center of the screen, make it here 5 like this, I believe it was. And remove the minus, I believe. And then you have it kind of like in the center. All right. So I change it back so it's on the bottom underneath my hotbar here. And yeah, same goes for the size. You can change the size to 64 by 64, for example. Then we reload and the icon gets bigger, as you can see. Same exit notification panel position. This is the notification panel when you leave a zone, for example, a map, and then we exit the zone, which is only for PvP zones, because you don't need it for PvE zones. Okay, and then we go exit, and then you see on the right bottom the exit PvP zone in 2 seconds. You can change the location of this. For example, if you change the position, Y position to like 4, and we reload the config, and then we go into the zone again and exit the zone again. You see it's now on the right center, right? Okay. So basically I showed you this. You can change the height and the width. Then you have logging level 6. So this basically means you go into your profiles folder and to NinjinsPvePvp PvE logging, and then you have a folder named logs. Each time the server starts, it creates a new log. Here's an example log for now. And here you can see logging level set to 6, MainConfig loaded successfully, and then general settings. It displays your settings that got loaded here on the startup. And yeah, then you will see a lot more stuff if you have debugging level. Level 6 is, for example, logging everything. There's a Wikipedia link I will show you. Let me see. You can even Google that. So if you go Ninjin89 GitHub EMM, and then you go to the first one and you go to EMM, you will see here the logging levels, right? Okay. Well, now we have logging level 6. We can see everything here. And if you scroll right down here, you can see send notification RPC to the player Nijo. Then you see the GUID and then the zone type and the remaining time. Here you can see the countdown of the player leaving the zone. Then you see PvP exit timer expired for the player Nijo, and he got notified about this. So for example, if I can try if it works, but I'm not sure, to be honest. So let's grenade and spawn. Let's pick it up, unpin the grenade. Let's see. Okay, that's not logging. But now if we drop it and it explodes, maybe we die, and then you will see here debug position. We are not on the inside any zone type 1, 2, 4. Then grenade base exploded, no zone detection, but global PvP or PvE matches froze state. And yeah, it's checking the zones and the coordinates, and then here you can see item damage, checks if the expansion group's friendly fire conditions, and the damage source type 0 is explosive, weapon none. And yeah, this is for example for player damage, and this is for item damage. So the attacker not identified or not a player, allowing damage to item owner nature. This is because it's basically a safe kill. I can't demonstrate now how it looks like when a player attacks a player because I'm alone. Yeah. But that's basically it. And then you will see at the end that the player has died here, and clears the active zone for the player. Then so resets the first person for the player. Yeah. that's basically it, right? So, yeah, that's about logging. You can log basically everything you like. And now we have allowed rating players. Now I have a zone, I believe, set up, yeah, raid zone. And we're going to make it a bit different coverage, so like this. So let's reload. Let's respawn first. Reload the config, the zone config. And now let's check. This is the raid zone down here. It's yellow. So let me show you what happens if we go there. Okay. So me as a player is not listed in allowed raiding players. This means now if I enter the raid zone, the player gets penalty by getting 4 cuts, up to 4 cuts every 5 to 10 seconds, and will die with entering the zone. So let me show this. Let me reload the main config to be first person 0. This. Okay. So we have third person again with reload config. You can show better. Okay. Now we go into the raid zone. On the tab left, you will see then a notification. Unauthorized raid entry. You have entered raid zone without authorization. Bleeding will apply in 5 seconds. And now we bleed. And on the bottom here, you see the raid icon. So this indicates we are in a raid zone. As long as we are in the raid zone, we go bleeding. I changed it to 2 cuts already because it was too intense with 4 cuts. And it doesn't matter because if we now spawn bandage, and we gonna try to heal ourselves, you will see our cuts down there is 2. It's gone because and they get re-added. Now we have cuts again, right? So let me heal myself and then turn off admin mode and use bandage like a normal player. Right? So we have 1 cut, now it's getting added back. This will only stop if we go out of the zone. So now on the top left, retreating from raid zone. And now if we spawn bandages and use them, you will see that the cuts, the bleeding cuts, will no longer be added because we are out of the zone. This can be changed in code if you would wish to do so, but yeah, I can explain that on the Discord if you need to help. So it's gone now, right? So how do we allow the player now to enter the zone? It's pretty simple. Let me first check my hotkeys again. Left shift. Okay, healing myself. So now how we adjust to the zone to be able to enter the zone. Basically, all you need to do is put in the player's GUID. So mine is this one here, for example, or you can get it from the logs here. You can see the player logs. It logs also the bleeding already showed for player nature. So this is the ID we need. We copy this, we go back to MainConfig and add it in here. Then we reload the MainConfig. Now we should be able to enter the raid zone. Yeah, so we on the top left we see welcome to the raid zone, but we don't get any warning that we are not allowed to enter. If I remove myself now again from here, or if you want to add more, just make comma and add your next, right? So let me remove here again, then reload the config. Bam, now we get the warning again. So let's move out. And if we are on the exiting state, like exit rate zone, then you won't get any bleeding cuts because you already exited the zone. Okay, so that's about allowed rating players. Enable lockpicking notification is pretty simple. All we do is now, for example, I don't know if I have installed all mods, but we could spawn a hatchback. Then we spawn, for example, an admin key. Admin car key. And we spawn a lockpick. So now we connect the key or lock the car. Take the lockpick. And now if we lockpick, you will see on the top left lockpicking. Nature is currently lockpicking a vehicle. And on the map there is a cycle now, the red one. You see this small here. And if now, since I opened the map, I stopped lockpicking, it will be gone. So if I start lockpicking, the lockpicker gets set into PvP state and only the lockpicker can be damaged. That means inside this zone. So another player has to go into the zone and damage the lockpicker, right? Otherwise, and the lockpicker can't damage the other players because if he stops lockpicking or he gets shot, the zone is gone. This is just to make sure it can't be abused. That by, for example, if you have a team like of 4 players, one is lockpicking, the other's camping around the car, shooting at the other players. This is not possible because only the lockpicker can be damaged in this zone. All right. You can change if you want to broadcast this. You can change the radius. The broadcast should be visible. So from this position here, 500 meters will the notification be broadcast with this icon, this title, and the message in the color. Yeah, ignore damage protection for AI-owned items. This is simply just a request from another mod user. So if we're shooting an AI, the items do not get damaged currently. And if you turn this to 1, it will ignore this damage protection, so the player can shoot to the AI and the AI-owned items will get damaged, right? Expansion groups friendly fire is basically safe exploratory. This is so if you're in a group with expansion party groups, whatever, then you can decide if these people in a group should be able to damage each other or not. So currently it's disabled. With 0 it's allowed. AI to player damage everywhere means that the AI can damage the player everywhere, even in PvE zone. So everywhere on the map is player to AI damage. This is the same, just that the player can damage the AI everywhere on the map. Then I split this up now. Always allow AI to damage player items. This means that the AI is allowed to damage the player items if the AI shot the player. And yeah, then we have this. So only allow AI to damage if a player is PvP. This basically means AI can only damage a player if the player is in PvP state. And you get the PvP state only if you are in like a PvP zone. Means if you are at the edge of the zone here inside and the AI is outside, he can't damage you. He can damage you because you have PvP state. So yeah, this is just make sure that you spawn your AIs inside. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you can allow this to only that the player can be damaged by AI if the player has PvP state. Means if the player is now like here and the AI is also here, they can't damage. Same rule for player to AI damage, that you can only damage AI if the player has PvP started. And yeah, the same goes for PvE and raid mode. It's the same rule. You can only pick one here. So the highest one, the first one here, for example, if you do it like this, it won't work. It will always use this. So make sure you have a rule where you only have that AI and player can damage each other in PvP or PvE or raid or everywhere. Okay, that's a lot of talking, guys. And then we have enable territory flag zones. This basically means that you can disable or enable zones for flagpoles. So let me spawn. Are we in a zone? Whatever. I go now here. So here's no zone. Nothing is here. Let me change the weather really quick. Day, clear, day, clear. Okay, okay. All right. So now we go here. And let me spawn object spawner flag, territory flag. Can spawn this. You see nothing here because the flag is raised. Why is that? So this is basically because we have territory flag creation modes. For example, the zone creation happens only if 0 means lowered, if the flag is lowered, 1 if the flag is raised, 2 always. So now if we go here and lower the flag and the flag is down, you will see on the top left flag PvP zone, you have entered the flag PvP zone. Means the zone is now created because the flag is lowered. And now if we change this back to 1, so it only creates a zone when the flag is raised, save it. Then we go back, reload MainConfig, wait a moment. So then you see you have left the flag zone, no zone anymore because the flag is down. If we raise the flag now and it's going up, it's creating the zone. So you can decide between 1 or 2, 0 and 1, 0 for lowered, 1 for raised, and 2 will always, no matter what, it will always be a PvP zone. And then you can check the interval, change the interval for checking the zones. And you can change the radius. You can change the zone type. Remember, as I said, zone types 1 to 4, right? So like here, 1 to 4, 1 PvP, 2 PvE, 3 visual, 4 raids. So for example, if I change this now for 4, and I'm not in the allowed raiding players, I will get cuts. So let's reload. And oh wait, we need to exit the zone first. Yeah, that's is a known issue, that we have to first exit the zone, then reload again. Right. So if you change the zone types, make sure you have no players on the server or restart the server. Currently this is the only way. And now we are in the raid zone. As you can see on the top left, we are not allowed to be in here. And we should get cuts now, because this is now a raid zone. Alright, let's go out, heal up, and change the type back to 1. Okay, so reload config, it's done. Yeah, then you can decide which priority this zone should have. So if an airdrop comes down and have the priority of, for example, 8, and this flag zone has 10, it will always overtake the airdrop. So in this case, you make sure that and airdrop doesn't fuck up the zones for flagpoles. Then we have also a custom enter message, of course, exit icon, and also the days where this should be possible. Means you can choose if you want to have it only on the weekend, for example. Then you change it like this, and then you have only on the weekends these zones. So for now we have today is Monday, and if I reload it now, it is gone because it's only for Friday, Saturday or Sunday. If you make it Monday and reload, the zone should be there again. See? All right, just a quick example. Then we're starting hour, end hour, then decide if you want to draw a cycle around it so everyone can see it on the map or keep it hidden. And you can change the color for the cycle. That's pretty much it about the main config. Well, this was a very long video again, 25 minutes or something, and I hope you understand the most part of it. And wish you good luck with your server and hope it works for you. See you on the next video. Bye.